Hey guys, welcome to our live session today. So today is a little bit different because we actually have some audience members and we have some guests that we're going to pull in throughout the session of this video, and I'm very excited about this. So the first thing that I want to say is, the Bible tells us to train up a child, and by that it means that the lessons that you teach your children, they typically don't forget. And when they are older and on their own, they will implement those lessons. And a lot of times we don't see that on a day-to-day basis. And yesterday I saw firsthand how when God teaches us to share lessons with our kids, they do come back and bless us. So the first little group I want to call to attention are my daughter Emmy. So Emmy, come on in here. My next door neighbor Paige, and also my neighbor Maya. So these three girls are like cohorts in this neighborhood. They ride scooters together and they're always running around the neighborhood. Well, yesterday my oldest daughter and I were up at the pool, and on our way home we were both chit-chatting in the car, and we were like, I'm really hungry. I would love something to snack on. And we're both saying to each other, there's really not much at home. I think I'm gonna have to go to the grocery, and I'm not gonna have anything to snack on when I get home. And my daughter was like, oh, I'm hungry now. And so when we got in though, our kiddos were in the kitchen, and they had this huge surprise for us. And it was this beautiful bowl of fruit salsa. So I'm gonna share this with you, if you can see that, all the wonderful colors in this fruit salsa. But what was interesting to me was that, unbeknownst to me, I didn't even know we had the ingredients in this house to make fruit salsa. And so it was fascinating to me that these girls were able to make this salsa. And Equip for More, we love the number 4. So we use it a lot. We talk about faith, family, food, and fitness. And a lot of times we use 4 tips, 4 strategies. And today I want to share with you 4 things that you need to know and that you need to be implementing with your children, okay? And the first of those is that train up a child. Don't forget that the lessons that you teach them will have an impact on them. And secondly, I want you to remember, don't be afraid to learn from your kids. They improvised this fruit salsa yesterday in a way that I could not imagine. So the girls have been practicing cooking together and putting a recipe book together, and it is really fabulous. And they have this recipe for summer salsa, which called for watermelon, which we did not have. And it had a few other ingredients which we didn't have in the house, right girls?
Yes.
Yeah. We didn't have those ingredients. But the 3 of them put their little minds together and they improvised this wonderful fruit salsa that Grace and I had the privilege of enjoying yesterday afternoon. And instead of, I'm going to ask you guys, instead of using the watermelon yesterday, Emmy, what did you use in place of the watermelon?
We used peaches.
You used peaches, and so we did have some peaches at home. I'm going to show you all the wonderful ingredients they used here. So we had some peaches at home, but they also wanted to improvise some pineapple, which we did not have. So where did the pineapple come from, girls?
Me.
So Maya joined in. She brought the pineapple. They added some red onion, and I will say that this is probably the brains behind. This is our little chef next door, and everybody here loves all the cooking that she does. And so she even grows her own fresh cilantro, which we have the privilege of enjoying in this beautiful fruit salsa. And what about the lime juice? Did you have lime juice yesterday?
Yes.
Where did that come from?
My fridge.
Oh, okay. So you can see that it took a little team to improvise this, but they made this wonderful fruit salsa. We loved it, and I just want you to remember, don't be afraid to learn from your kids. They are brilliant. They're brilliant because they have your DNA, but when you teach them and you train them and they want to improvise and they want to make suggestions in the home about how to eat healthy and things that they can do, don't be afraid to listen to them. The third thing that I want you to remember is don't underestimate your kids. You know, I was thinking, Grace and I think it was a blessing that Grace and I were up at the pool, because had I been here in the kitchen when they were trying to prepare this, I probably would have said something to the effect of, honey, we don't have the ingredients to make that salsa. So you're gonna have to wait until mommy gets to the store. Do you think I would have said that, Emmy?
Yes.
Yes, I probably would have said that. But they took it upon themselves and they said, hey, okay. We might not have watermelon, but we've got pineapple. We might not have cucumber, but we can do without it this time, you know? So don't be afraid. Kids can be fearless. Kids can be inconquerable at times. They want to try new things. So let them, especially in the kitchen, because you never know the wonderful creations that they will make. And then fourth, I just want to bring in actually a couple of other members of this gang because we had to make a new batch. We added, we ate all the salsa yesterday. So in order to show you how beautiful and colorful it was, this one you can't see unless you. Here, I'm gonna tip down the. There he is. Hey, wave, Max. So they came in this morning and helped us make a fresh batch of this. So even guys can be cooks. That's kind of what I want you to remember too. It doesn't have to be a girl in the kitchen. Utilize your boys and their skills and get them in the kitchen and cooking as well. And finally, you know, all of this was taught to me yesterday by virtue of my kids just learning and growing. But there are times I think that it's important that we learn lessons across the board about teaching our children and growing with our children. And the last thing that I want to leave you with is, even though this doesn't have to do with food, what I would like to impart to these kids and my other two kids too, and you as a parent, is that, you know, it's important that you train them up. It's important that you encourage them and not be afraid to learn from them. Don't underestimate how brilliant they really are. These kids are incredible, but also don't be afraid to say you're sorry to your kids. You know, the Bible says we are to shine Christ's love and we are to lead by example. And when I think of the men and women of the Bible who had the most impact and who provided God so much pride, it wasn't men and women who were sinless. It was men and women who were sorry. And as parents, I think sometimes it's hard for us when we think that we need to be the leaders, that we have to always be right and that we can't ever be wrong. And I think that it's important for us to remember that just because you think you're right about the situation doesn't mean you always are. And just because you just because you are right doesn't mean maybe you even handled a situation right. So you can shine the love of Christ to your children by leading by example and teaching them that it's okay to say I'm sorry, it's okay to mess up, and it's okay to want to start over. So if you do anything this week, I would love it if you spent a little time with your kids in the kitchen this week and let them be your guide in the kitchen this week. Give them the opportunity to teach you a few things and show you, because it is the kids. You know, Jesus said, suffer not the little children and let them come unto me. And I think the reason he said that is because kids are so wise. They're so resilient. They're so forgiving. And we can learn a lot from our kiddos. And I certainly learned a lot from them yesterday on so many levels. We're going to sign off here right now and dig into this next batch of fruit salsa. And we just want to say thank you again for watching. Maxwell, can you say thanks for watching?
Thanks for watching.
All right. And we will see you. Everybody wave and sign off. We will see you right back here this time next week. Have a wonderful, blessed, and healthy week. Thanks for watching.